All right, Wuthering Waves fans, today we're shifting gears and talking about the Natural Resonators. These warriors are known for their stable yet powerful Rebel's curve, with a sharp rise in the middle that sets them apart. The squad we're looking at today includes Taoki, Kalcharo, Jianxin, Lingyang, Wangyang, and Yuanwu. While their classification doesn't actually change their stats or abilities, it does give us some cool lore insights, like how they awakened, and what makes them unique in the world of Wuthering Waves. But let's be real, what we all want to know is, how do they actually perform in battle? That's where this tier list comes in. While Mutant Resonators tend to dominate the S tier, don't count the Naturals out just yet. With the right team comp, synergy, and a solid build, these Resonators can absolutely hold their own. Some are top-tier DPS options, others excel in support roles, and a few bring serious versatility to your squad. So, if you're wondering which Natural Resonators are worth investing in, stick around, because we're about to break it all down. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching! Let's talk about Taoki, a support character with potential, but also a few struggles. She's been in Wuthering Waves since launch, and while she has some solid utility, she's not exactly topping the meta charts. Compared to powerhouse supports like Verena, Baiji, and Yang, she just doesn't bring enough to the table right now. Her kit feels a bit clunky, and her rotation can be a hassle, which is why most players tend to overlook her. But before you write her off completely, there are a few things worth considering. The biggest reason to use Taoki is her 38% rock-steady shield, which is actually one of the more unique defensive tools in the game. If you're looking for a support who can add some durability to your team, she's got you covered, literally. Unfortunately, her DMG amplification isn't all that practical in most scenarios, which makes her more of a niche pick rather than a must-have. She's definitely one of those characters you run because you want to, not necessarily because you need to. Now, does this mean she's doomed to stay at the bottom forever? Not necessarily. As the game evolves and more Resonators join the roster, there's always a chance that Taoki could see a resurgence. Maybe future updates will introduce synergies that make her kit shine, or maybe she'll get some buffs that push her into a more viable spot. For now, though, she's a bit of an underdog. But hey, every game needs one, right? Alright, let's talk about Lingyang, one of the flashiest and most unique Resonators in Wuthering Waves. If you've played through the story, you already know he gets a lot of screen time, and for good reason. His gameplay is next level, giving players a taste of what it's like to fight with pure style. But here's the thing. Lingyang isn't your typical pick-up-and-play Resonator. His whole kit revolves around his ultimate, which means if you don't time things right, you're gonna have a bad time. Now, if you love creative playstyles, Lingyang is the guy for you. Unlike most melee fighters who stay grounded, he takes things to the skies, raining down attacks from above. It looks incredible, it feels powerful, but it also demands precision. Mess up, and you'll find yourself wasting valuable damage potential. Compared to someone like Encore, who has a somewhat similar rhythm, Lingyang is much harder to master, but if you can get the hang of him, he's ridiculously rewarding to play. The biggest challenge with Lingyang is learning how to maximize his ultimate-based playstyle without fumbling. His aerial attacks give him an unmatched presence on the battlefield, but they also mean every mistake can cost you. He's not a character you just button mash your way through fights with. You need to think while playing him. But that's exactly what makes him so fun. If you're up for the challenge, Lingyang is easily one of the most exciting Resonators in Wuthering Waves. Let's talk about Yang, the queen of crowd control in Wuthering Waves. If you're looking for a free Resonator that can round up enemies like a pro, she's your girl. Her arrow abilities make her an incredible asset for AoE setups, pulling enemies together and setting them up for massive damage. And the best part? She's not just a one-trick pony. Her kit allows her to play both a supportive role and a buffer for whoever takes her place in combat. That versatility makes her a solid pick for almost any early game team. Now, what really makes Yang shine is her synergy potential. She works seamlessly with a variety of Resonators, helping you chain together devastating combos. If you're running a team that relies on big AoE damage, she's practically a must-have. Plus, as a free character, you don't have to worry about pulling her from banners. Just play through the game, and she's yours. That makes her an easy investment for new players who need a reliable CC option without spending resources on luck-based pulls. Of course, she's not without her flaws. Her rotation can feel a little clunky at times, and her base damage isn't the highest, especially when compared to other sword users. She's not going to be your primary damage dealer, but that's not really her role anyway. If you use her right, grouping enemies, setting up combos, and buffing your main DPS, Yang is an absolute game changer. For a free Natural Resonator, she punches way above her weight class. Let's talk about Yuanwu, the absolute tank of Wuthering Waves. If you've ever struggled against enemies with annoying shields, this guy is your best friend. His entire kit is built around breaking vibration strength, meaning he can tear through enemy defenses and leave them completely vulnerable. And the best part? He's not just a shield breaker, he's also ridiculously tanky. With his high HP, he can take a beating and keep going, making him one of the most reliable frontline fighters in the game. But Yuanwu isn't just about brute force. His outro skill is a game changer, providing AoE damage and, more importantly, anti-interruption for the team. If you've ever been in the middle of a combo only to get smacked out of it, you know how frustrating that can be. With Yuanwu in your lineup, you get that extra bit of stability, which is especially useful in boss fights where getting staggered can ruin your momentum. Now, is Yuanwu a must-have for every team? Not necessarily. If you're not facing shielded enemies, his value drops a bit compared to other high-damage dealers. But in tougher fights, especially in game modes like the Depths of Elusive Realm, having him around makes a world of difference. If you need a durable, hard-hitting Natural Resonator who can control the battlefield, Yuanwu is hands down one of the best choices. If you've spent any time exploring the world of Wuthering Waves, you've probably heard of Jiangxin, the undisputed queen of overworld exploration. This arrow gauntlet wielder isn't just about fighting. She's a master of control, making echo farming and open-world traversal a breeze. Thanks to her energy-efficient crowd control and built-in shielding, she keeps enemies in check while keeping herself safe. But don't be fooled into thinking she's just a utility pick. Jiangxin can absolutely hold her own in combat. Her fluid moveset allows for devastating combos, making her a serious threat against high-level enemies. One of her biggest strengths is her ability to parry, which makes her completely immune to the basic attacks of overworld bosses. That's right, while most characters are dodging for their lives, Jiangxin is standing her ground, shutting down attacks like an absolute pro. On top of that, her outro skill buffs the resonance liberation damage of the next Resonator, giving your main DPS an extra boost when they swap in. Whether you're farming, fighting, or just exploring, she's got the versatility to fit into almost any situation. Of course, she's not without her flaws. Jiangxin tends to spend a lot of time on the field, which might not always be ideal in a fast-paced team setup. And while she does have a Purification Force field, it's not the most effective against bosses, so don't rely on it too much in tougher fights. Still, for everything else she brings to the table, mobility, survivability, and insane parry potential, Jiangxin is an easy pick for any player who loves smooth, calculated combat. Alright, let's talk about Calcharo, the absolute definition of cool in Wuthering Waves. This guy isn't just a 5-star sub DPS, he's a statement. With his sleek design and electrifying combat style, he's easily one of the most visually striking Resonators in Solaris 3. But he's not just about looks. Calcharo brings some serious firepower. When he enters his Dearth Messenger state, he can dive in, dish out a ton of damage, and get out just as fast, all while summoning a phantom ally to keep the fight going. It's a smooth, efficient playstyle that makes him one of the best sub-DPS options in the game. Now, if you're a fan of ultimate-based damage, Calcharo is right up your alley. His kit is designed to deliver powerful bursts of damage while keeping a steady flow in combat. His attack animations? Absolutely stunning. His rotation? Clean and effective. But here's the catch. His combos demand precision. Mess up a sequence and you'll feel it. He's not the type of character you can just button mash your way through with. If you want to maximize his potential, you'll need to take the time to master his timing and skill execution. But trust me, it's worth it. Once you get the hang of his mechanics, Calcharo can easily become a core piece of any meta team. His damage output is insane when played correctly, and his Phantom Summon makes him an excellent bridge between Resonators. If you're willing to put in the effort to refine your playstyle, Calcharo will reward you with some of the most satisfying and high-impact gameplay in Wuthering Waves. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.